Good afternoon and welcome to a midday motivation with a very fun and random topic title, and that is why your personal board of directors should resemble Paw Patrol. Now, I want to talk about the two different concepts if you're not 100% familiar with either. So, as we think about our career, our company, our growth, our individual, professional, and personal development, I heard a concept years ago that I borrowed and have implemented in my life, and it has paid dividends. And that is the concept of the personal board of directors. Now, what that is a circle of people that you trust, that you have a lot of respect for, that you can bounce ideas off of, go to in times of struggle, or maybe you've got like a professional funk or a personal funk that you can go to them and talk very candidly with them. That you can sit down and have a cup of coffee and just throw everything on the table, and that you value their feedback, you value their input, and you value what they have to say about what you have going on. And honestly, it is, I hate saying this because I'm not trying to make a mockery of it, but it's like this personal board of directors is almost a cheaper form of therapy, that you can actually go talk about your ideas and share your thoughts and get that feedback. But really leveraging these people and building this, curating this circle that allows you to grow. But there's a catch to it. And that's where Paw Patrol comes in. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Paw Patrol, it is one of the most expensive children's, I'll call it an empire that I've ever invested in my entire life, because both of my sons loved it at one time. So what Paw Patrol is this show that is based in Adventure Bay, which is this obviously fictional place, but it is a team of dogs that all have different vehicles, different backgrounds, different skills, different colors that represent them. And when I think about the personal board of directors that I have, I liken them to Paw Patrol or Voltron, or pick whatever kids cartoon show, because there's that consistent theme that they all have these different teams, and everybody's got a skill and they're great at something, but they're maybe not as good at something else. But when we think about our personal board of directors and we compare it to a kid show like a Paw Patrol, can you imagine if your personal board of directors was made up of one type of person with one skill set, one temperament, one energy level, and understanding that you need to get a more cohesive and more 360 view of your ideas or feedback on something? Or maybe there are certain ideas that you go to certain people for. So case in point with Paw Patrol. This Adventure Bay, I don't ever want to go there because there's volcano eruptions and things are freezing. Like, that is the most tragic place I've ever seen in my entire life. If you've ever watched one episode of Paw Patrol, you're like, how in the world does this happen in one small location? All these random things. But in every scenario, there are solutions. There is something that needs to be done, but not all of the team members are brought in to solve that problem. When they assess what the problem is, assess what the solution is, certain members of the team are called in to help out with that solution. Now, given what it is, given what the scenario is, these, 1, 2, 3, multiple team members jump into action. But if you think about a project that you're working on or something that you want to develop personally or professionally, that maybe not everybody in your personal board of directors has the skill set or has the temperament or has the background to be able to apply to it. I'll give you a good example. I've got a project I'm working on behind the scenes right now that the first person I went to talk to, I knew was a cheerleader. They're a great business person, but they're also somebody who really truly believes in me. They're a good friend, but they're a hype person. And I needed that when I first came up with this idea, because I needed that person to say, you know what? And even if there were holes to be poked in it, I just needed somebody to say, this is a great idea. You should keep going. Because I believed in it. And I understood that it was a good idea, but I needed to hear that on the front end. I needed that validation. And that's what kept the momentum going for me. And then that next person that I engaged to talk to about it was somebody that I knew would have my back and would be a hype person of sorts and believes in me, but is a little bit more cerebral about it. And any feedback that they gave was done with care, was done with enthusiasm still. Like, this is great. Have you thought about this? Or what about this? And they helped me take it to another level. And so I understood that first person played a certain role. The second person played a certain role. And then I had another person that I brought into the conversation because, one, I could use his talents on it, but two, I knew that he had a different energy about him and he had a different temperament, but he also had a vast amount of knowledge on the specific topic that I was looking to enhance. And so in talking with him, there was, less hype, which is fine. But at the same time, he asked some great questions and he poked holes in things and brought up concerns and brought up devil's advocate situations. And in each of those conversations, I took a vast amount of knowledge and a vast amount of affirmation and correction. And I think about the people that I consider on my personal board of directors. They all have a variety of skills. They all have a variety of backgrounds. And I know if I need somebody that needs to be a little bit more, we'll call it devil's advocate on things, I have a couple of people that I can go to for that. And they do it with care. And I think that's the other piece of the personal board of directors philosophy, is that we have to be okay with feedback, which is hard. We don't want to hear that something is not in our control or not as good as we think it is, or we want feedback, but we don't want to hear negative things or things that could be done better. We want somebody to give us that cheerleader hype, right? We want that person to say, this is fantastic, you should go for it, rock on. But that could put us in a situation to get caught in a blind spot. So I understand when I go to these people that they're going to give me feedback, and it could be positive, it could be negative. They could say, this is a great idea, but, or I don't know. But I need to hear those things, because what I don't want to do is go marching into a situation where, yes, I'm confident in the idea, but maybe I'm going at it the wrong way. Or maybe there's an opportunity to expand it or make it better that I'm not paying attention to. And I can't know all those things by myself. And so that feedback loop is really, really critical for any situation, whether it's your personal board of directors or otherwise. Client service is the number one reason I talk when I talk about client service and how you can level up your client service. Feedback is the number one thing that you should be doing. So going into those situations and going into those conversations saying, you know what, I'm taking this, the project I'm thinking about for me specifically is the coolest thing I've ever come up with, period. I'm so excited about it, I can't even stand it. But to go into it saying, yes, this is my baby, this is a project that I believe in, I'm so passionate about this, but when I enter this conversation, I need to come into it with an open mind, that I'm handing the idea over to somebody, I'm sharing it with them because I want it to be better. I want it to be the best thing it could possibly be. And I'll get feedback, and I'll let that feedback sit and understand, okay, I agree with this. I didn't think about it that way. This is a great addition or an expansion on the idea. But all of those things are ones that I've sat in and thought about. Now, there will be times you'll get feedback. You're like, oh, I've already thought about that. I've already worked through that, or it didn't really align. I don't quite understand that. You can go back and ask more questions, or you can just move along with the things that you know that need to be applied. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a board of directors that imitates Paw Patrol, that has a diverse range of thought, diverse range of backgrounds and perspectives, a diverse group as it is too, so don't think that you should ignore that fact, but understanding that those individuals have your back, and you've curated that list of directors for a reason. You have those people on that list because you value their opinion, you value their experience, you value their feedback, you value their mind and their perspective. So they're not going to come at you with some volatile, empty, hate-filled feedback. They're not going to come at you and attack this idea. Chances are, if these people are on your board of directors, they're going to come at it because they want to see you succeed. And that's what you should be thinking of when you go talk to them about these ideas, or when you go talk to them about something you're struggling with. They're going to help you because they care about you. Just like the Paw Patrol cares about Adventure Bay. So if you have a pet project, make sure you take it to Paw Patrol. I know that was terrible, so insert the groans there. But I understand too that none of us can do the big things or little things on our own. There are a lot of times that you may do a project or may work on something that you're like, yeah, I got this, I'm going to knock it out, this is great. But if you don't engage at least one of your personal board of directors, you may miss an opportunity to make it even better. And we're all great on our own, but we're even better when we work together, when we collaborate, when we bring in the perspectives of others. So try that out. Think about something that you want to work on. Think about, even if it's just getting feedback on who you are now. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a speaker, if you're an attorney, if you're whatever, sit down with somebody or sit down with a couple of people individually and just say, give me some feedback. Like, do you think I'm effective with my personal branding? Do you know how to recommend me to others? How do you communicate who I am to other people? Or do you at all? And if you don't, how can I make it easier for you to do so? So if you understand where those blind spots are, you can get better, because we're all a work in progress. So one, Sit down and think about who your personal board of directors are. 2, are they diverse? Are they diverse in skill set, background, perspective, ethnicity, anything? Like, make it as diverse as you possibly can, because those perspectives are going to be critical to you and your growth. And then find, and even if you have to make a list, make a mental list, make a physical list of understanding who to go to for what, or who is really good at what. Or if somebody understands social media like the back of their hand and you have a social media question or a project that involves social media, make sure you ask them. Run it by them and run it by them with the perspective that they have. So understanding their skill sets and understanding where you can implement them into an idea or some sort of a feedback loop is critical. And then finally, go at it with a humble attitude. Yes, your idea is fantastic. Yes, your plan is fantastic. Yes, your goals are amazing. And your personal board of directors, when you curate it, will have your back for success, and they will want to see you succeed. So they're going to give you the feedback because they care and they want to see you succeed as much as you want to succeed. So it is invaluable. It is critical to your success in the future. Go build your personal board of directors this week, and then reach out to them and tell them, hey, look, you know what? We've been working together for years. I truly value your insights. You're a great friend and a professional colleague. I really value what you have to say, and I value how honest you are. But acknowledge them for who they are and how you perceive them and where they fit into your life. And that acknowledgement and that appreciation goes a long way for relationship building. So build that personal board of directors, understand their skill sets, go talk to them and go at it with a humble mentality, and you'll find that they'll be just as helpful as Paw Patrol is to Adventure Bay. So, bet you didn't see this coming on your conversational or LinkedIn bingo this week, but here we are. Paw Patrol is like the best personal board of directors. The skills are various, the attention to detail is various, the energy is various, but they're all helpful. And you just got to know which one to use for which problem to fit the solution. So, there's your midday motivation a la Paw Patrol style. Hope you are having a great start to the new year. I hope you continue your growth. And if you need anything from me, if I can be on your personal board of directors, please let me know. I would love to help support you because I want to see you all succeed as much as I want to succeed myself. So have a great day. We'll see you next time.